The National Strategic Reserve of Bitcoin has finally been announced, right? Kind of. What he announces is a national strategic stockpile of cryptos. And he announced five cryptos. Could you guess which ones? Now, he actually didn't include Bitcoin and Ethereum. He named 3 others. This episode will be focused on those 5 cryptos that Trump is including in the United States, America, National Strategic Stockpile of cryptos. We're going to go through all of them. Look at this. This is crazy. He had to basically pivot. He named these ones first. XRP, Sol, Cardano, right? We're going to make America great again. This is 1 hour ago. Now, 1 hour later, he says, and obviously, Bitcoin and ETH and other valuable cryptocurrencies will be at the heart of the reserve. I also love Bitcoin and Ethereum will be at the heart of the reserve. So in other words, what he has done is basically he forgot to mention the 2 most core, basically, the most core cryptocurrencies. And somehow he just remembered to tweet Cardano, XRP, and so I do believe that Bitcoin and ETH will be at the heart of it. They'll probably together make up like 50% easily of the entire US stockpile, and the other 3, and he'll adding others. I'm going to name later on in this video which other coins I think he will add on top of this. And one thing to understand is that he said a strategic stockpile. He did not say a strategic reserve. There's a fundamental difference. A strategic reserve is kind of like for gold or for oil. Right now, US, I think, from memory, only really has a strategic reserve in oil, but also in gold as well. They don't call it that, but that's actually what it is. A strategic stockpile is less important, right? I'm just trying to be honest with you guys. It's less important because it can include things like cotton or nickel or uranium or rare earth. So it's it's basically something you stockpile literally before a major war happens. Okay, let's go through all the 5 coins that Trump has named so far, and I'll tell you guys what other coins I think Trump's going to add on top of it. But before we get there, that's answered the question of which crypto exchange does Pablo Jimenez use? Well, Pablo uses a crypto exchange that is non-KYC. That means you do not have to show your ID to register. That means, of course, Americans can use it because the exchange can't even see who you are. That means the IRS can't see you, the tax office can't see you, the FBI and CIA, nobody can see you. Total privacy. And I like them so much, Pablo has made a deal with them, right? Bitunix, and it's for limited time only to win a Tesla Model 3, Rolex, or Vision Pro just by trading. But, right, this is limited time only. And if you're watching this video on YouTube, then the link is in the description just below you. The link is in the description just below you. But if you're watching this on some other platform, such as this platform, then basically just click on my profile page. Go to my profile page, and it's right there in that stand link. If we click on the stand link, it's basically the first thing that pops up, right? The first thing that pops up, Bitunix, because this is a big deal. So remember, only on this link, only this great offer, only on the Pablo link, limited time only on this link. Okay, let's get to it. Bitcoin, this is quite incredible because 92K is the neckline from which we broke down. And if Bitcoin, right now, I'm making this video about 5 hours before the end of the week, right? Before we get the weekly close, 5 hours before we get the weekly close. And if Bitcoin closes above this area, which is 91.8K, let's call it 92K area. Right now, Bitcoin's at 94K. If it can close above here, then basically we're back inside this zone again. And I think this is basically, as I've been saying, I was leaning towards this being a sideways consolidation, right? It broke down, so I said the target is 75 to 80K, but I would probably consider the real bottom to be around 73K. That hasn't happened so far yet. And if we get a close in the next few hours above this 92K area, then I consider us for the week on the weekly chart. Then I consider us to be back into the range, then I can see a bounce up happening. Okay, let's do Ethereum. Ethereum was looking quite weak a second ago because Ethereum, look at this. Ethereum basically had to close at least above this 2410 area because this is like major support. Look at this. Ethereum, right? This is major support zone. Go away, Siri. Go away. Okay, they had to close above this 2410 area, and we shall see in the next 5 hours whether it does that or not. And also look at this. It needs to get above this trend line, which was broken, right? It needs to get above this trend line. It needs to basically do something like this, right? Get us to above 2800. So far, it's still easily way below important trend lines. At least I'll say one thing. It's still below this important trend line support, but at least it is, if it closes at where it is now, in the next 5 hours, 2460, it will be one, above this support resistance line, and two, it gets us inside this big range again, right? That's something. And then the next target will be like try to close above 2800. I mean, this is crazy market, so anything can happen. ETH is not looking obviously as strong as Bitcoin, but the point is ETH, if Bitcoin, like what I was saying, is going to make another move higher, another leg higher, it could be like 115k, 120k, could even be as high as 130k. If Bitcoin was going to do that, then I can't see ETH staying in the low 2000s. It would be at least 3600 to 4100k, right? ETH. So yeah, chances are Ethereum is going to do that. So it's up to Bitcoin right now to save ETH. There's a couple of things that can save ETH, and we really need ETH to make a big move, because if ETH doesn't make a big move, I don't know how altcoin season can happen without ETH. Two ways I said ETH can make a big move is one, if Trump announces it for the I said that to my Discord about a couple of hours ago. One, Trump announces it for the strategic reserve, and he has done that now. And two, Elon Musk can name ETH as the chain that the U.S. government is gonna use to put all their information onto, because Elon Musk is trying to put everything onto a blockchain, and so that means all the information is transparent. You can see all the payments, how they spend their money, and so there can be greater scrutiny and surveillance of government spending, of how government uses their money. Okay, let's have a look at the other three coins which Trump named for the U.S. strategic stockpile. First of all, we're going to look at XRP. XRP 30% bounce. What a move! Look at this. It's right back, almost like the bear market didn't happen. The mini bear we just had didn't happen. So the weekly close is going to come back. Probably it needs to stay above this $2.77 area. If it stays above this $2.77 area, then that's would look quite strong for the weekly. I mean, look at this. So yeah, so in the next 5 hours, when you guys see the video, see if ETH closes above $2.77. If it closes below, then that's not good, because look, if it closes below, it can get rejected. So now if it closes above, then we get a chance to move further, test this $3.37, bounce down off this $2.77 area again, and boom, go up. Okay, so another one he named was Solana. Solana, okay, let's have a look. And by the way, guys, Solana, as you know, 18% move. That's because Solana has been moving already. For the folks following Solana, as you know, in the last week or so, I've made 2 videos on Solana. since the Argentinian president did what he did, and basically all the meme coins on Solana or the pump fund activity has been collapsing. And basically, my argument for Solana was that in my last video from 3 days ago, that Solana basically is gonna get listed on the Chicago Mercantile Exchange (CME) for futures trading. When it does that, that's a key step before it gets listed for NASDAQ ETF, for Wall Street ETF. Because a CME listing is what Bitcoin and Ethereum all had before it got listed as well. So this is a key step. So the odds of a Solana ETF is becoming very real. And if we look at the price, what happens to the price? This is what I did in my last video of coins that are about to get a Wall Street NASDAQ ETF, is that it tends to go back up to the high, the local high for this bull run. And I use the example of Litecoin and HBAR to show this, because Litecoin and HBAR are two coins that are looking like they're about to get their own ETFs. And so they're near their, not all-time highs, but they're near their local highs for this bull run. Or at least they're having big bounce. So my argument was from last few days that Solana needs to be at around at least 200 something. So let's have a look where Solana is. Solana, yeah, if we were to follow the example of Litecoin or HBAR, then it needs to be at least around, this is probably even 250, at least above 200. And I made this video, like 2 or 3 days ago. So hopefully folks got that bounce. My target for the Solana pullback initially was I thought it would bounce off 165K. The bounce was very small and then a big crash. Second time I thought probably around the 120, maybe as far down as 110 area. It bounced at 125. So look, markets are tricky. Okay, now the level it needs to hold, obviously, is, as we can see, this big blue trend line here. And you can see this big yellow range here. Both of these point us to this once again, 165 area. So if it can hold, let's call 168, 169, then has a chance of moving up and try for 188 and then something like 203, 204. 188 seems more plausible. So yeah, we can see that's the blue line. It needs to stay above. This is a weekly. This is not just a daily close coming up in the next 5 or 6 hours. This is also a weekly close. So I keep a close eye out on that. And finally, we're going to look at Cardano. Okay, Cardano, the final coin that Trump has named. Let's see, where is Cardano? ADA USDT. Let's go. Let's go with Gate. They usually list the coins early and way before anyone else, so you get a full picture. Okay, Cardano, as we can see, also had like a crazy 20-30% pop. Now pulling back. The level it needs to hold. Look at this. They're all these coins are at key support or resistance levels, right? Why is this dollar level important? $1 level important? Well, $1 is a big round number. That's obviously important to begin with, but also look at this. We had the pivot low, pivot low, pivot low, pivot low, pivot low, all bouncing off $1. Pivot low, kind of a pivot low, pivot high, all bouncing off $1, right? So it's a key level. You either get rejected or you either bounce from this level. And so right now, Cardano is trying to get to, it went up to $1.14, but trying to hold on to this $1 area. So that's watch out for where it goes on the weekly close. If it goes below in the next few hours, then the next likely support level is here. Why is it at 78 cents? Because we've had this pivot, 2 pivot lows and 2 pivot highs here, and another pivot low. So something like between 82 cents and 78, 77 cents. If we get rejected here, we could get a bounce like that, then up. But if Cardano can close above $1, then it has a chance of bouncing. I'll give the next. Yeah, bouncing up to from $1, bouncing up to $1.26, pull back, and something like this. $2.40 will be the next major one. $2.40. Okay, so that's for the 5 coins, and I'll try to name a few more coins. So the reason why I'm going to name these coins is because Trump has picked some coins which follow a very obvious logic. They're not the most obvious coins that crypto natives like you and me would pick. For example, he did not pick BNB, even though Binance Coin, BNB, is one of the most adopted chains out there. Why didn't he pick it? Because it's owned by CZ. It's a very obvious Chinese coin. So he likes American coins, and he likes the coins which are donating to him, and paying like $500,000 to $1 million at his crypto dinners or whatever, right? So there are 3 or 4 more other coins we can watch out for. Obvious ones such as SUI, SUI, then Move, full transparency, full disclosure. I was sponsored by Movement Labs, or Move, for a couple of promotions, and then on top of that, also HBAR. That's an obvious one. That's an American coin. Popular with the establishment, and one more, something like Link. Yeah, Chainlink, because his sons have been buying that as well. Possibly Ethena, with ENA, as a stable coin play. I need to check out if that's an American coin or not. From memory, that's probably not. But that's I'll update you guys more if there are more coins coming. Okay, Pablo also uses the for all the Aussies out there. Pablo uses the SwiftX exchange. The link's in the YouTube description below. Thank you for tuning in, guys. I'll catch you guys next time.